Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about the top 10 golf courses in Washington. Before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our channel for future updates. Washington State is the most northwesterly of the contiguous United States and is named after George Washington. It is located in the Pacific Northwest. Washington is known as the Evergreen State because of its coniferous woods and temperate climate, which makes for great grass growing conditions. The following are Washington's top 10 golf courses. Number 10. NR Canterwood Golf and Country.Club, Gig Harbor. Canterwood Golf and Country Club's course, like many others, is linked to the residential community that runs between its fairways. The fortunate native flora of the Pacific Northwest, on the other hand, stands apart among such institutions. Because of the spectacular Douglas firs that grow naturally in the area, many of the residences will be obstructed all year. Although this may appear to be a victory for the average golfer in terms of aesthetics, they must recognize that the presence of such trees adds to the game's difficulty. Those who miss the tee will frequently require more strokes to reach the green. The club's focus on precision does not mean it sacrifices length. At over 7,200 yards, Canterwood demands a lot of concentration from the tees. The course was designed by Robert Muir Graves in 1988, and it is a tribute to the hard nature of championship courses throughout the day. Number 9. Salish Cliffs Golf Club, Shelton. The Little Creek Casino Resort, located near Shelton, is about an hour and a half southwest of Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. The Squatian Island tribe owns and operates this wood and cedar shake lodge. They are members of the coastal Salish peoples, who live in Washington's Puget Sound and British Columbia's Georgia Basin. The Salish people are known as people of the water, and I quickly learned about their relationship to the earth. According to www.salmonsafe.org, their Salish Cliffs Golf Club is the world's first people of the water golf course. This group encourages golf course designers and managers to consider the conservation of urban water quality and the survival of endangered West Coast salmon while designing and managing courses. This par 72 course, which opened in 2011, plays 7,269 yards from the championship tees and features dramatic rock faces, 600-foot elevation changes, and breathtaking 360-degree views of the Camilche Valley and Skookum Creek. This is a mountain-style parkland course with large, well-treed fairways. Although the rough is short, the ryegrass fescue is tall, making it difficult to locate golf balls unless you step on them. Number 8. The Club at Snoqualmie Ridge, Snoqualmie. The 18-hole layout at the Club at Snoqualmie Ridge, previously a TPC property, is set in the foothills of the Cascade Mountains and is routed around a significant residential complex between Falls City and Snoqualmie. The Front 9 circuit has several excellent holes, including Ridge, the stroke index 1 rated 462-yard third, which plays slightly uphill from tee to green, and Screaming Eagle, the 207-yard ninth, with an all-carry tee shot across Eagle Lake, but the best is saved for the back 9, particularly the downhill 210-yard 13th, MT. CGH and 211-yard 17th, on the rock. Number 7. Wine Valley Golf Club, Walla Walla. Dan Hickson, a self-taught architect, has outperformed expectations with his second solo project at Wine Valley Golf Club, following the success of his debut design at Bandon Crossings. The upshot of his efforts in Walla Walla is a course that is as close to a links-style experience as you can get without playing near to the sea. When Hickson established his plans, minimalism was the keyword. Over a vast property, out the fairways the Blue Mountains serve as a striking backdrop. It's a huge scale of hard and fast golf, with several lines of play and heavily shaped greens that create a variety of putting challenges. The Front 9's best hole is the 535-yard 7th, which is played to a deceptive punchbowl green. The 470-yard short par 5 15th, with its slightly uphill fairway leading to a shallow, offset green, is a favorite hole for many on the inward side. Number 6. Tumble Creek Club at Suncadia, Elum. The magnificent 18-hole Tumble Creek Mountain Golf Course, located on high terrain above the Elum River and next to Suncadia Resort's 36-hole golf complex, is an understated Tom Doak layout. Members and guests of Tumble Creek's exclusive community have exclusive access to the 4-star resort's 2 public 18-hole courses, Arnold Palmer's Prospector, which launched in 2004, and Jim Hardy/Peter Jacobson's Rope Rider, which opened in 2012. Except for the 450-yard 5th hole, which doglegs left down into a valley, virtually little dirt was moved during the course's construction in true Tom Doak style. Back-to-back par 5s on the back 9 set the stage for the 405-yard 16th, a par 4 that veers across water on the left side of the fairway to a green guarded by trees on the right. Number 5. Royal Oaks Country Club, Vancouver. Royal Oaks Country Club was established in 1945, a month before World War II ended, when 50 Vancouver businessmen contributed $1,000 each to purchase enough land for a new golf course. 2 years later, the first 9 holes were open for play, and by 1952, the course had grown to an 18-hole configuration. The 18-hole course at Royal Oaks is located near downtown Vancouver on a somewhat constrained setting with nothing in the way of elevation change. Burnt Bridge Creek is brought into action on a number of holes thanks to the tight, tree-lined fairways. The 160-yard 5th, Waterloo, which plays to one of the course's only 2 water-protected greens, the 555-yard 13th, the Monster, which is both long and narrow from tee to green, and the 415-yard 18th, Head and Home, where the home green is virtually surrounded by sand, are all noteworthy holes. Number 4. Gamble Sands, Brewster. The Gebbers family has long been known in Brewster and beyond for their commitment to fruit farming. They own one of the largest orchards on the outskirts of the Okanagan Valley, but in the new millennium, they decided to diversify their agricultural operations by purchasing around 120 acres of a 1,000-acre tract on top of a sandy mesa that overlooks the Columbia River Valley 300 feet below. David McClay Kidd was entrusted with the design of the Sands course, and his reputed budget of only $2 million to construct and grass the holes was put to good use as he fashioned firm and fast fairways and installed massive fescue putting surfaces, which is far below the average cost of building an 18-hole layout these days. Of course, having pure sand to work with helped, because drainage difficulties were no longer an issue. Number 3. Sahalee Country Club. South/North, Sammamish. Many of the 100 greatest courses began as wide fields, with decades of green committee planting trees to frame fairways. Many of those same clubs are now clear-cutting such trees to open up vistas and let more sunlight and air to reach the greens. Sahalee isn't one of those clubs. Its course was fashioned out of a Pacific Northwest forest of cedar, spruce, fir and pine, and the tight fairways framed by towering trees that rise to the heavens have always been the prominent theme. Samson's locks would be shaved if Sahalee's trees were taken away. Number 2. Aldarra Golf Club, Sammamish. Tom Fazio didn't agree to work in the Pacific Northwest until the late 1990s, despite owning his own turboprop for almost a decade. For someone with 6 children at home, it felt like a long way to travel. Former Seattle Supersonics basketball player Jack Sitma persuaded Fazio to help him create a non-residential 18-hole golf course east of Seattle. It may have helped that the area had previously belonged to aviation pioneer Bill Boeing, who had named it the Aldarra Farm. Fazio's design, which was previously known as the Members Club at Aldarra, immediately became notorious for its last 4 holes, dubbed the Gauntlet. A long, robust par 3, featuring an old stone farm silo near the green, a par 4 through wetlands, a reachable par 4 with stacked sod bunkers before the green, and a long closing par 4 with 2 forced carry over ravines make up the course. Number 1. Chambers Bay, University Place. When creating Chambers Bay in an abandoned sand quarry near Tacoma, experienced architect Robert Trent Jones Jr. agreed to a radically unusual, vertical link style after being prodded by his partner, Bruce Charlton, and their then design assistant Jay Blasey. The course had already won the 2010 U.S. Amateur and the 2015 U.S. Open by the time Golf Digest named it America's best new public course of 2008. Chambers Bay was challenging in the amateur, both in terms of the stiffness of its dry fescue turf, Jones referred to his fairways as hardwood flooring, and the difficulties surrounding and on the blustery greens. The toughness and surroundings were more bearable for the US Open, although the greens were infamously rough. The fescue turf on the putting surfaces has been replaced with pure POA annua, which has now been corrected. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.